In this video, we're going to take a look at building a simple workflow where we can send files, rip the files, and then view them before we image them to our device. To do so, go to the Workflows menu and select New. When you select New, you'll now be prompted to name that workflow. So we're going to name this so that it gives us a good description of what's going to happen to a file when it comes into this workflow. So I'm going to call this CTP output. Once I name the workflow, you'll notice now that I have a hot folder and it is shared on the network. I now have the ability of choosing RIP actions or workflow items to configure my workflow. So I'm going to select my RIP in this case and an output, and I'm going to configure my RIP to rip the files to 1-bit TIFFs for my CTP device. So I simply click on the pull down menu here and I can select my TIFF output, and as you can see here it's reflecting the settings at the RIP, and I'm also going to apply some trapping, let's say. I can now hold after that so I can review the proof. Let's send a file into this workflow. I'm just going to click and drag and drop the file into the workflow window, and then it's going to start processing. After the RIP stage, the file will then pause so we can review it. Now that the file has been rendered, we can now look at it within the viewer. To do so, we're going to double click on one of the separations and it's going to open up our viewer client. Within the viewer, we can now navigate around our job. So now we'll be able to inspect our job. We can turn on and off colors. And we can zoom into different levels. Once we approve the job, we simply just close the viewer, highlight the job, and release it for output. Now it would be sending plates to the CTP device.